Hi, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for taking the time to take a look in. So my name's Dratlow44. I hope you are having a fantastic day so far. Now, it is to kind of talk a little bit about yesterday or last night's stream, because that was the second stream I've ever done with my friend Viper and my friend Shinra, who joined a bit later. Now, what we did then is that after the stream ended, because let's face it lasted a lot longer than was intended, and definitely, it had let's face it, its ups and its downs. Apex is a very demanding game, and let's face it, it's very unforgiving at the best of times. And you kind of got to see that on the stream, where there was some good games and some unfortunately not so great games. But hey, that is the way it goes, and you learn from it as regards to all those things. Now, before we get into the main thing of the video, of course, do remember to never stop moving, never stop believing, and stay Apex. Right, well, let's get into today's video. So firstly, talking about the stream, I want to say a massive thank you to those who stayed or popped in and said hello and watched a little bit. It means a lot. Streaming is definitely one of those things where it's a very different and new process to me. I've already streamed, this is my second stream, or last night's was my second ever stream, and it lasted for just over 3.5 hours. It was not planned that long. I never intended it for it to last that long. I thought it was going to be about an hour and a half, to be truthful. But yeah, time goes very quick, and it was actually a lot of fun in various different ways. But the ones that did stay for the entire stream, it means a lot. I didn't expect that because, especially near the end where the games started to kind of go not in my favour necessarily, just a bad run of games, a lot of people would have tuned out, and they didn't. So, it meant a lot, and I would like to stream again, of course, with some more success, fingers crossed. Now, me and Shinra did decide to have some more games. Now, they weren't the best games ever, but, we did actually get a win, and we also got third-partied, as you can see in the background. You've got to love those third parties. I got stuck on a door, and, couldn't get away, but at least it was action-packed, so hey. But yeah, we actually then went on to get a win, surprisingly, on World's Edge. Now, World's Edge is a surprising thing for me, because normally I hate World's Edge, but recently I've been not liking it necessarily more than Kings Canyon, but I have been seeing a few differences, especially if you're playing Armed and Dangerous, or if you're just playing the normal duos. It is a bigger map, so I find that the third parties is definitely less, and Kings Canyon is definitely very, very third party orientated, which was one of the things that I did notice on stream as well. Now, when you're streaming, one of the big things is that you're trying to keep the videos entertaining, but then you're also trying to concentrate, hit your shots, and make plays that you maybe wouldn't otherwise do. And sometimes that can succeed and it looks really good and you're like, yes, that's amazing, and other times it can backfire quite horribly in your face and you can get absolutely annihilated over and over again. But, I suppose with Apex, I think as a game, it is a challenging game to a degree. I think when you come across high-level players or players that are competent, that aren't using energy weapons, or ones that are using energy weapons but just good with them, you come across a lot of things where you are getting killed over and over. Now, it's very easy to make some very bold judgments, very, aggressive plays, especially with Bloodhound. I think that the way he is this season, he's definitely one of those characters that makes you think that you're almost invincible, and he's not. Now, you do excuse the bit where I'm shooting, and I forgot about the glass. Bloodhound's Beast of the Hunt has a bit of I don't know, I find it a little bit hard to sometimes see. Maybe it's just my frame rate or my TV. Might need to upgrade it at some point, perhaps. But I ended up shooting the glass, and then I realised, and I was like, oh my god, I could have killed that caustic so easy. So there was still mistakes. I mean, I think that when you concentrate and you play a lot of games, focus is one of the big things with this game. I mean, if you're not hitting your shots, if you're not sort of like doing well, it's so easy. And here's a mistake as well. Because of the way it was, I thirsted for that kill, and I probably shouldn't have. It did draw the Bloodhound in, but I could have pushed for that revive, and in the end he backs off. So I'm able to revive my friend Shinra anyway. But, like anything, it was a risk. He could have come back, and actually he did, funnily enough, but Shinra gets to kill him, so that was good. I shield swap quickly, because that is always a good thing, which I've said before on previous videos. Shield swapping is something that will keep you most definitely alive. But yeah, I mean, going back to the stream, it definitely was a new experience for me, and one that I'd like to keep continuing. I mean, you know, my friend Viper messaged me today and said that he did enjoy, you know, streaming with me, but he found it, you know, obviously quite tiring, quite draining, and I have to agree. I was absolutely shattered or really tired after the stream, and I was just like, wow, you know, the focus level goes out the window, and it does demand quite a lot more. Now, you know, one of the things I sort of thought is that, you know, of course, when you're trying to grow as a YouTuber, which of course is what I'm trying to do, streaming is one of those things where you're hoping that people notice and join in. And I have to say that when you get the support and you get some, you know, nice messages saying, oh, you're actually a good player and things, of course, it's really, really nice to read. I'm not sure whether that was thought after the end of a few very bad games, but it was still really nice to kind of see it. And, you know, as I say, really appreciate that side. I think streaming is very different to being able to edit your videos because, you know, I mean, realistically, of course, if you get a really good play, it doesn't matter, you can kind of like edit it and make it look really amazing, and you don't always show sometimes the true reality where maybe you were third-partied 5 seconds later. So it is a very different thing. There is a lot more pressure to it, there's definitely a lot more concentration needed, but then you're trying to keep the stream entertaining by, you know, of course, if you don't say anything. Personally, I don't know, I suppose like for me, I kind of find that talking and having banter with my friends was enjoyable for myself, and hopefully for those watching. But do let me know in the comments below, you know, what it was that you liked about the stream. I mean, was there anything that you truly enjoyed? Was there anything that you'd like to see different? Did you like the banter and the talking, or did you prefer, or would you like to see just more action? I'd be really intrigued and interested to kind of hear comments and feedback on this. And that's simply because it is a learning curve, and I do like to sort of, you know, try and vary it, keep things interesting, and of course, you know, try and vary all of the matches as much as you can. Is there any legends that you'd have liked to see me play? I did try to play various different ones, but of course, you know, being honest, Lifeline, Mirage and Bloodhound are the main three that I use. Wraith I do use sometimes when I'm not playing with my friend JHD, but, you know, those are probably the main ones that I use. And I do like some others like Loba and Octane. I'm just not that good with them, I suppose. So, you know, it's like anything. Was there any others that you'd like to have seen me play? But, you know, I mean, like, it was afterwards, it was really weird as well, because me and my friend Shinra, we had a chat. You know, we sort of caught up. It's been a while since we'd spoke and everything. And it was one of those things where it was interesting because when the pressure was off, seemed to do a little bit better. Don't get me wrong, there wasn't like a load of perfect games. Some of them were just as bad, but, you know, I guess maybe it's just like anything. Maybe when you're a bit more relaxed, when you're not being watched and stuff, maybe it is you just have some better games. So it is a learning curve for me in that regard. I just think that, yeah, it's something that I can improve on. Now, I have to say here, this was a really weird one. Have you had this? So, Revive, my friend, he literally revives, it cancels for no reason, and then he died. And I was just like, what? I've had this happen to me before at least twice, where the animation shows that they fully revive, but then for some reason at the very last second, it cancels it. And I don't understand why that is. Have you guys ever come across it? Let me know in the comments below, of course. So I did, of course, take Shinra's Vault to get back to him once I revived him, and I figured that it'd be better than an alternator in the meanwhile, in case I did, of course, come across any enemy teams. Always handy to have two good weapons, though the alternator is not a bad weapon, being honest. I definitely think the Vault is still a stronger and better weapon, of course. I'm sure we all kind of know that. But yeah, I mean, like, going back to the streaming, I definitely think that after the stream had happened, you know, the games were a little bit more relaxed. We were a little bit frustrated as to why my friend Shinra had died. We didn't understand that part, but generally speaking, it was just a little bit more, you know, easygoing, kind of chilled, and you're just not getting as kind of like annihilated, I suppose. But I did find that, you know, honestly, the servers seemed really, really hardcore last night. I think that there's a lot of very strong players out there, and I do honestly think that the skill gap had massively changed as well. I do think that there's a lot of improved players, energy weapons, and people who can just fire Weapons for days, yeah, okay. Devotions, Spitfires, I know I've got one, but I couldn't find any other gun throughout the game. But, you know, it is one of those things where the skill level, I think, is definitely getting better. And I think that is a big thing. I mean, Armed and Dangerous is a tough mode. I definitely think that it's a mode that I'm liking a little bit more at times, but I find it's one of those ones that the lack of health and the lack of shields is probably the where it really lacks. Now, it is nice that, of course, the Lifeline is strong in that department. You can drop down the care package, pick up some shields and things, and I think that she's really good. But you know, obviously I do think that they should have added slightly less attachment and a little bit more health, because, you know, with the guns hitting so hard and everything, it would just have been nice to kind of have a little bit more of a chance to get into the fight here and there. So I mean, in this particular game, you know, we run into the house again. For those who watch the stream, you'll be familiar with the exact same location that one of the first matches happened. I don't know why we always end up here. It's just outside a sorting factory, and for some reason it always seems to be a place where there's always fights. I don't know why. Maybe the house should be given a name, you know, the House of Death, or, you know, the House of Pain. I don't know. Let me know if you can think of a name for it. But everyone seems to be drawn here like moths to a flame. They always seem to want to shoot you, and you always get those really aggressive teams as well who then want to push and, of course, shoot you, which is just fine. Actually, it worked out in our favour because, you know, as I say, Shinra only was stuck with a white shield, and actually, after they attacked, we kind of literally got a red and stuff like that out of it, so it wasn't too bad. But yeah, I mean, like, literally, one of these sort of things where a win is always nice. I don't know why a win is so good these days, but, you know, they're very rare. How many games do you guys win? I mean, are you finding that you're winning lots, or do you find that it's very, very rare to do? Personally, I've won, 2 games in the last few days. It has definitely been a lot harder to win matches this season compared to others. Have you found the same, or have you just found that, you know, you're winning lots of games? I know that winning is important to some, kills are important to others, and a mixture of the two. Personally, I do like both. I like to win games, and of course I like to get kills as well, or to feel at least that I'm contributing to whatever team I'm on, because I think that is the big thing. Sometimes the kills don't reflect actually how much you do as regards to the game. I think it is a big thing that you know, you do find that compared to, say, for example, you know, other sort of like team games, it's nice to contribute, and sometimes you get the assists compared to kills, and of course it doesn't show you on the marker that you're doing that well, but at the end of the day, I do wish assists would maybe show up as a tracker or something at the end of the match. Would be pretty cool as well, like it kind of does in rank where you get points. What do you think of that? Would that be something that would be quite cool? Because sometimes, you know, you end the game on like 1 kill, but you ended up on like 5 assists where you didn't get the down, but you actually were shooting the person and you did a lot. I guess maybe damage kind of shows, but even damage sometimes doesn't always reflect. So I mean, I think that that is the main bulk of the video. The main thing was just to talk about the stream last night, and to say thank you for those that joined and actually watched it the whole way through, or for the majority. It does mean a lot. I do plan to stream again probably next weekend. I know it's only once a week at the moment, but as I say, it is still new, so I'm hoping to start streaming more regularly with my friends, but you know, at the moment it's just trying to sort of get a timestamp on it, and at the moment I'm not quite at that point where I'm going to do it by myself, so there you go. But hopefully you enjoyed the video, you know, found the content interesting, and at least, you know, as I say, we got a win. Do remember to never stop moving, never stop believing, and stay Apex. But thank you very much for taking the time to stop by. I shall see you in the next video. You take care, okay? All the best. Cheers now. See ya. Bye.